Hi there, this is Karen Ferguson, and I am in the wilderness in Alaska. It is a beautiful, beautiful sunny day, and it's 21 degrees out, so we thought it would be a great day to come to the beach. But I want to just offer you all a meditation and reflection for our Lenten journey. And I'm just going to keep the camera on this wilderness scene because it is truly stunning, and I can't figure out how to flip my phone around so that you can see me too, because that little that little icon isn't showing up on my screen. Those people you see right there are my daughter Tess, my grandson Ember. And what I know for sure is that Jesus didn't go into the wilderness with a 5-year-old. If he had, his experience would have been so different. It makes me think about the lives of women and how they're reflected and told in the stories of our tradition, and how the presence of children really impacts those stories and those lives. But anyway, when I was flying here, I cried almost the whole way because I haven't seen Tess or Ember for a year and a half because of the pandemic. And I'm used to seeing them 4 times a year. I missed all of Ember's 4th year, and as I've been reading that book, Loss, Live, and Love, I've really been thinking a lot about the loss part, and part of it is because working as a chaplain, I've seen more loss than I ever thought I would see in my life, and so much of it due to the pandemic. But I love the idea and the truth that we have to name those losses in order to move on. We can carry loss for our entire lives and live with the pain and the stones and the anger and the fear and the yearning that not being able to reclaim our lives leaves us when we don't fully grieve and name losses. And they can be small things as well as huge losses, like the loss of someone we love. Not being able to see Tess and Ember was definitely a loss for me, and Tess called me one morning, and she said she'd woken up from a dream crying, and in the dream she got a hug, and she realized that it had been over a year that she'd been hugged by anybody other than Ember. So I knew the sadness of that just hit my own sadness and longing, and as soon as we were both vaccinated, I got a plane ticket to come and visit. And there's an awkwardness, and I think we're going to see this awkwardness as our lives change. We've been in a wilderness, and to go back into the world that will never be as we knew it, but a lot will be. There's just so many emotions. I've felt so much joy and delight and sadness and some confusion and some almost depression of just all that's happened. And Lent is such a beautiful time of going within and going to places to just contemplate, and we might not have the same demons to wrestle that Jesus wrestled, but it's been a time that we've had to wrestle with racism, with what it means to be the church, what it means to be Christian, what it means to be white, what it means to be black, what it means to be indigenous or a person of color, what it means to share the world, and how we can do that, and living into that vision of Jesus, of heaven on earth as it is in heaven. That didn't make sense, but that's okay. I'm not going to remake this video. But anyway, those are some things that I've been really thinking about, and I just wonder what your wilderness has been like. And I so look forward to the time that we can get together and share our stories in person. It's not the same as it is over Zoom or email or even those old-fashioned letters. It's also not the first time that humans have experienced this kind of separation and isolation. And I'm reminded that there is delights to be found every day. During Christmas, during Advent this year, I went straight to joy because I just really needed it, and I started a spiritual practice of every day I would look for God to show up in joyful ways, unexpectedly, and of course, as always, God delivered, and I found so much joy, and I've moved to the language of delight, and I'm every day my spiritual practice through Lent is looking for the delight that God brings to me and to the world. And a sunny day, even though it's 21 degrees, is certainly delight. And I heard that it was 63 degrees in Olympia. I was like, timing is everything, right? Anyway, a moment of delight. And what matters for us as humans is that we witness each other's pain, we witness each other's joy, we share in the love of God and our love and care for one another. And I hope you find some reason to be delighted today. An extra chocolate chip in the bag that you thought was empty. A silly child playing in your neighborhood. Sunshine, the first sprouts of spring. They're not seeing them here yet, but I saw them in Seattle and Olympia. What brings you delight? Those are my ponderings. Thanks for hanging in and sharing in this moment together. Blessings to each of you. May you feel God's delightful presence in every day. In the midst of the pain, may you know that there is joy and delight. And may you be loved. See y'all soon, I hope.